The Tim Walz problems are still percolating, and there are no answers. He's gone too. They're both missing. Like Ellen Page are just gone. They're on the milk carton. Where did they go? No one knows. It's insane. It's insane. So Kamala Harris is hoping that Tim Walz can prop up that blue wall, apparently. That's going to be hard when he is still not responding to stolen Valor allegations. According to MSNBC, the Harris campaign won't even respond to these allegations. They're not even responding to the fact that apparently he bragged for years about being in Iraq and Afghanistan. And according to his fellow soldiers, he abandoned his battalion as soon as he found out they were headed to Iraq so he could run for Congress instead. Here's MSNBC. No, we've got no comment, none.
They are not specifically saying whether or not he misrepresented his time. They're not really engaging specifically on the idea of whether or not, as the Trump campaign is saying, that he lied about this, but they are saying, here's what he did say. So it's interesting to see the campaign respond, the Harris campaign respond in this way. They've been fast about responding. They've been very clear and engaging when it comes to reporters on this, though we still have a question of whether or not he misspoke in that specific moment or whether or not this was sort of something that he did that was a falsehood.
Oh, well, you mean he lied? Is that what Yemi Shalcindor is saying, that it lied? Is this something that he did that was a falsehood? Funny way of saying lied. Van Jones, again, the only honest man in left-wing media, he slammed the Harris campaign on Walz's military issues.
It's conceivable that he's been loose with his language or said stuff that's not, I mean, there's, people are human beings on these campaign trails. And so, but now he's running for a major position. If he needs to clean it up, clean it up. The reality is, if he said one or two things or said some things that turned out to be maybe a little bit too sloppy, fix it, because he's got a gazillion people who are willing to stand up for his character. He's got gay students who are willing to stand up for his character. He's got people he's served with willing to stand up for his character. If this comes down to a character contest between this ticket and Donald Trump, we're going to win 50 states. So let's just get this cleaned up and move on.
Okay, but they can't clean it up and they can't move on because he lied. And he's been lying about his career the whole time. And she introduced him in front of the entire American public as a head coach of a football team. He was an assistant coach. He's been introduced to the American public as a war veteran. He was never in a war zone. That's his problem, okay? Like, if he said he's in a war zone, that's a him problem. He's the one who's been fibbing about that for literally years. There's a picture of him from 2004 saying enduring freedom veterans against Bush. He had not served in a combat zone in enduring freedom. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The good news is, again, their Praetorian Guard will come to their defense. Here is CNN's Brianna Keilar attacking JD Vance's military service. JD Vance actually was in a war zone.
JD Vance, as a messenger on this, may be an imperfect messenger because we have, as you introduced him, as a combat correspondent, which was what his title was. But when you dig a little deeper into that, he was a public affairs specialist, someone who did not see combat, which certainly the title combat correspondent kind of gives you a different impression.
No, that is not what that means at all. I love that the media immediately shift into attacking JD Vance when Tim Walz is the one who's been fibbing about where he served. Amidst all of this, things continue to not be good on the planet Earth, where Kamala Harris is the current sitting vice president and maybe the acting president, because again, Joe Biden is no longer with us. That's the amazing. Can I just explain how crazy this is? That the president of the United States, the most powerful person in the world today, which means literally by military statistics, the most powerful person in world history, is non-compos mentis. We don't know where he is or what he is doing. He can't speak out of his face hole, and his brain doesn't work most of the hours of the day. And we're supposed to be completely sanguine not only about that, but about the fact that his vice president is on the campaign trail answering no questions about what she is currently doing in the White House or how she plans to run things if made president of the United States. This is all crazy towns. It's crazy. It's totally, it's nuts. It would have made more sense if Biden just stepped out of the job. But he's not stepping out of the job. He's still sitting around pretending he's the president of the United States, and they're treating it like a consolation prize. They're treating this like you can make him president emeritus. He can go to the back room and pretend to be president and play with dolls all day. Be like, oh, look, here's Xi Jinping. Here's my doll of Xi Jinping. And here's my Vladimir Putin. They're going to have a fight now. Look, oh, there. Like, what the hell is going on? Where is the president? Where is the vice president? These are all empty suits. The system is running things. There is a system that is running things. And that system continues to run these things and run them incredibly poorly. Are you tired of the lies and the twist of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.